everyone.
Hi.
Today we are answering more of your Twitter questions.
Sweet.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
I love doing this.
Me
so
too.
you guys ready?
Yeah.
We'll just hop right into those Twitter
Dive in.
questions. Okay, this first one is from Gardner Haley. What do you think about moms being kicked out of public places for breastfeeding?
What?
Does that happen anymore?
I think it was in Canada, I want to say. This woman was like breastfeeding at Starbucks. Another woman came up to her and like, I don't know, made a nasty comment or something like that and wanted to have her like removed from Starbucks because she was showing her breast. And the Starbucks employee that she went up to like started walking over to this mom and she thought she was gonna get like booted and he just offered her free coffee and he was like, I'm so sorry you had to deal with like that woman and this and that, and she was just like, it was this big story. I think on like Huffington Post it was circulating and I was like, oh, that's awesome.
That's very awesome.
Yeah, I'm always kind of paranoid.
So, yeah.
Not that I think somebody's gonna like kick me out of a restaurant, but that I'm like, am I like
Offending anybody?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting not to care as much
right.
though. Like I'm definitely not tripping anymore.
I mean, when I nurse in public, I'm not afraid to do it, and I will definitely do it, but I always try to make sure I'm covered.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Like, I mean, I feel to each their own. If someone wants to nurse without being covered, whatever, it is a little surprising to see. If I saw a woman nursing, you know, not covered, I would be like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
That's really, I have mixed feelings about it because I'm the same way. I'll definitely nurse in public and you have to do it. You have to feed your baby. It's natural, it's normal, it's good.
Yeah.
But I do try to keep covered. But at the same time, if I've been around women that don't really, like, especially in LA, like there are some women that just like, we're organic and we don't care. This is my breast and I'm feeding my baby. And that doesn't bother me, but I know it makes some people uncomfortable.
Right.
So there's like a fine line. I think you as the nursing mother need to have a little bit of respect for the people around you, but people around you also need to know, like, I'm feeding a baby, I'm not a porn star.
And the other thing about that is you almost forget that they're a private.
Right.
Not that they're a private thing, but you don't see them the same anymore. When you're nursing, it's like, it's just, you're just feeding your baby.
I know.
So I understand where moms are coming from. It's like, this is like a bottle. It's not my breast.
Like
I'm not
a sexualized thing anymore.
Right.
Someone's feeding their baby. That's terrible to kick them out.
Oh yeah.
Right. And it's such a cultural thing. Like in
Exactly.
America, in some other countries, that would not even be an issue at all.
Not even a little bit.
I even feel like when I used to nurse in LA, I felt more comfortable than now that I'm back in like Idaho and Utah, where you would think it was more accepted. I feel like
It's more conservative, I feel.
Very much so.
The first place I actually fully nursed in public was actually kind of on the street at this like cafe in Santa Cruz, which I don't know if you guys know, but it is probably one of the most hippie towns in the world. I felt like, okay, this is gonna be the best place for me to like feel comfortable because it is so hippie. And I felt totally fine and free and I was like, all right, I can do this in LA, I can do this in Chicago, I can do this. I mean, and it felt good. I was like, I don't have to go home or run to the car. I'm gonna feed my baby right here in public.
Are you feeling better about feeding in
Way
public?
better. Yeah, way better. And now that we're doing like bottle and breast milk, you know, it's just a little bit easier to do everything too. So if I don't want to like whip it out, like I can give him a bottle because he's getting like 1 to 3 bottles a day. So, but I feel way better because before, you guys know, I was like, I gotta go to the car, and I'd run to the car and then I'd feed him.
All right, you guys ready for the next Twitter question?
Yes.
Okay, this is from Liz Lily Bell, and it's for Shahrzad. What's the least expected / most surprising aspect of motherhood so far?
Least expected, this is kind of random, but I didn't think I would be so paranoid just driving around Los Angeles. Like, I am paranoid. Like, I don't want a car near my baby, and we already got rear-ended too. So I don't know if I like manifested that paranoia into something, and I just freaked out. When I'm driving, especially, I'm not like right next to him, and I can't like throw my body over him, you know, if a car is coming or something. So that I wasn't expecting. I never even thought about that. Most surprising, I feel a sense of calm. Like, this is where my life is supposed to be, and just like complete happiness and like just a total different sense of purpose. Like if nothing happens with my career, like, or whatever, you know, it's being a mom to that little boy is exactly what I was meant to do.
Our next Twitter question is, have there been any major changes balancing new mommy life and work life? Is it more stressful or just different?
You guys are such pros, I feel like, at balancing like new babies and traveling and
I feel like I'm balancing and dropping the ball.
Yeah.
And dropping everything.
Yeah, I think that's part of what it is though, I guess. But I feel like you guys are such pros. I see you doing so many things and you guys are my mommy role models, you know? You're just keeping up with your videos and all the fun things that you do and all the places that you go and just the travel alone that you guys do to come back out here. So hats off. I don't know how you do it with 5 kids. I don't know. I would expect somebody to just be like crazed, hazard, you know, bloodshot eyes, but you always look so good and put together and so happy and calm.
Do you want to know the truth about having older kids and then being a first-time mother? Is those older kids, they step up and they help and it makes things much easier.
Nice.
I wonder all the time, how did I do this without my older kids? And then I remember when I had Braylee, it was hard.
Yeah.
And you mentioned driving in the car. When you're driving in the car with just the baby, and I notice that when we're out here without my kids, and he starts crying, there's nothing I can do. When my kids are there, then they play with him, they show him the phone. You know, if I am at home and I'm changing the baby and the diapers are downstairs and I just say, you know, Braylee, will you go get the diapers? And she runs down there and gets them. And then, you know, even getting out the door, I've noticed, especially when I come out here, I notice this when we're leaving and I'm carrying 25 bags and this and that. You know, usually my older kids are grabbing a bag and they're grabbing this. And so when you have older kids, it really helps.
That's nice.
I think you also learn to let a lot of things roll off. You know, it's like, this is not important. You know, pick the things that are really important to you to stress out about. And let the other ones go.
I really want to have like a successful career as like a host and like making great YouTube content and blogs and stuff like that. And there are weeks I'm like, I got this. You know, I put up 2 videos this week. I did all my other things. And then there's weeks that I'm like, oh, I can't do anything. Like I just feel like there's just good weeks and bad weeks, and it's just like, it's just a flow. It's just that flow that you go through in life.
I think if you can accept that.
That's the most important thing. When you have that baby, you're like, whatever, whatever, as long as he's happy. And you need those days. Like I'm so sad when I don't get a day where I just get to play with the baby, at least for, you know, a couple of hours, because it's so important and they grow so fast.
I put a bunch of newborn like itty bitty clothes in a bag. I'm like, I can't believe I'm already like putting, like, didn't I just have him yesterday? Like it's crazy. It truly is going by fast, and all I want to do is stare at him, and that's pretty much all I do anyway.
I read a comment that really stood out to me a few episodes ago. A mom said, you know, these girls act like they have it all together, but it is hard. And it is. Like, I'm not saying that it really like stood out to me, because I don't want it to seem like we're like, oh, it's so easy and, you know, we got it together. Perfect. It's not, and it can be stressful.
For sure.
Like, you know, we talk about the good things, and when we're sitting here missing our babies and talking about the special stuff, it's you know, it is special and it's a great time, but it can be stressful. So if you're stressed out, I was super stressed. This job is much easier. When I was doing hair and working 12, 14 hours a day, it was so stressful with kids, and it was hard. And, you know, we get to get dressed up and do this show, and it's so fun. We don't look like this all the time.
Oh, God, no.
Like, this isn't real life. This is fun. This is our job. We get to do this. It can be stressful. So if you're a little bit stressed out, it's okay. That's normal.
I'm really happy that you brought that up, because I actually read that comment too, and you don't want anybody to feel bad if they're not like balancing the motherhood thing as well, because I have so much help from Michael and from my family and from my friends and just a good support group, and I know a lot of people don't have that, and I'm extremely appreciative that I do, and it is very, very hard. You're raising a little human, and you know, I'm sure most people are trying to do the best they can, and it's a challenging juggling act of balance and just, you know, trying to stay sane. And I think I got lucky with like a really chill, easy baby. And I know babies that are gassy or have colic, and, you know, and that's a whole different challenge in itself too. So it is really hard. So if you are a mom watching this, which I know a lot of you guys are, you got to pat yourself on the back for just creating a little human just to begin with, you know, because that's a miracle in and of itself.
That, like we were saying, it goes so fast, and your diaper changing days will be over soon. Your, you know, taking them to school days will even be over soon, and that is kind of sad. So you need to just like embrace each chaotic moment, and try to find the good and get the good in all of it.
I think that that's what makes, you know, these last babies seem so special, is when you have a 10-year-old, you're like, holy cow, this goes by so fast. I'm gonna enjoy every second, even when it's stressful and hard.
Yeah.
It's beautiful and I love it and it's magical, and you know that's why we say those things, because it is.
Right. Those were really great questions. Keep them coming, you guys.
Right, right. Thank you so much for your Twitter questions. We love hearing from you. And make sure to check out Maker TV, where you can see more of our answers. Woo woo. And keep those Twitter questions coming. Be sure to favorite, like, and subscribe to The Moms View, because we love you so much. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.